Welcome back to The Quantum Leap, charting the next decade of medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Nirdosh Jagota. In our last episode, we confronted the black box. We looked at documented failures in clinical algorithms, at the real toolkit of explainable AI and its limits, and at how regulators on both sides of the Atlantic are building frameworks to decide when a machine's judgment can be trusted. Today, we leave the world of prediction entirely and step onto the factory floor. Because here is a truth the industry knows and the public rarely hears. The most brilliant molecule ever designed is worth nothing if it cannot be manufactured reliably, released to specification, and delivered intact to a pharmacy shelf. Discovery gets the headlines. Supply chains save lives. Let me start with why this matters urgently. In the first quarter of 2024, the American Society of Health System Pharmacists tracked 323 active drug shortages in the United States, the highest figure since they began keeping records. Then came genuine improvement. 2025 saw 89 new shortages, the lowest annual count since 2006. But by the second quarter of 2026, active shortages had climbed back to 227, the third consecutive quarterly increase. These are not exotic medicines. They are chemotherapy agents, sedatives, intravenous fluids, sterile injectables. And the causes are almost always the same: a quality failure at a single plant, an aging piece of equipment, a concentrated single source. This is a systems engineering problem, which makes it exactly the kind of problem AI and advanced optimization were built for. The first shift is physical, and it has been quietly underway for a decade. For most of pharmaceutical history, we have made medicines in batches. Mix a vat, test it, move it, wait. It is a stop-start process with idle time built into every step. The alternative is continuous manufacturing, material flowing through an integrated line without interruption, with sensors measuring quality as it moves. In July 2015, Vertex received approval for Orkambi, the first finished drug product approved by the FDA made on an entirely continuous basis. Vertex went on to use the approach for Symdeko and for Trikafta. In 2016, Janssen won approval to switch its HIV medicine Prezista from batch to continuous production, the first conversion of its kind. Pfizer built a portable, continuous, miniature and modular platform used for its leukemia therapy Dorismo. The regulators actively want this. ICHQ 13, the international guideline on continuous manufacturing, was issued by the FDA in March 2023, and in January 2025, the FDA finalized guidance establishing its Advanced Manufacturing Technologies Designation Program, explicitly created to encourage technologies that improve reliability and robustness and that help prevent or resolve shortages. That sits alongside CDER's broader FRAME initiative on regulatory readiness for advanced manufacturing. When a regulator builds a fast lane, it is telling you where it wants traffic to go. Now add intelligence to that line. The conceptual groundwork is older than you might think. The FDA published its Process Analytical Technology Framework back in 2004 with a radical premise: quality should be built into the process and measured in real time rather than inspected into the product at the end. For 20 years, that vision outran the technology. AI is what closes the gap. Sensors on a continuous line generate a torrent of spectroscopic and process data. Machine learning can read that torrent as it flows, catch a drift in particle size or moisture content before it becomes an out-of-specification event, and adjust. Consider visual inspection, checking vials for particles, cracks, cosmetic defects. Traditional vision systems work from hand-coded rules and struggle with the ambiguous middle ground, generating false rejects that discard perfectly good product. Suppliers are now shipping deep learning alternatives built for regulated environments. Pharma's BRAN platform uses supervised machine learning within a GXP-compliant framework. And Antares Vision Group with Orobix launched its AIGO inspection platform aimed squarely at reducing false rejections. Then there is the digital twin, a living virtual replica of a production line fed by real plant data. You can rehearse a scale-up virtually, find the bottleneck, and tune parameters before committing a single kilogram of expensive material. Eli Lilly has been explicit about using digital twins to simulate scale-up. And in October 2025, Lilly announced with NVIDIA what the companies describe as the most powerful supercomputer owned and operated by a pharmaceutical company. A DGX SuperPod with 1016 Blackwell Ultra GPUs, rated at more than 9 exaflops of AI performance. That is the compute backbone this kind of simulation requires. Move outward from the plant to the network, and the picture gets more interesting still. Sanofi has deployed an internal AI application called Ply across its manufacturing and supply organization. According to the company, it can predict 80% of stock disruptions using probabilistic planning and correlate 65% of supply risks back to a root cause, a production delay, a quality rejection. Sanofi has also brought online fully digitized modular facilities it calls Modulus in Singapore and in Neuville, France, designed to switch between vaccine and biological platforms. Read that 80% figure carefully. It does not mean shortages disappear. It means a planner learns about a problem weeks earlier while options still exist. In supply chains, warning time is the product. And then the cold chain, the most fragile link of all. Many modern biologics and mRNA products degrade irreversibly if temperature strays. During the COVID-19 rollout, Pfizer shipped its vaccine in purpose-built thermal containers holding between 1,200 and 6,000 doses, packed with dry ice, capable of holding ultra-cold temperature for up to 10 days unopened. Inside each one sat a reusable GPS-enabled data logger from Controlent, streaming temperature and location over cellular networks to a cloud platform, monitored by a Pfizer control tower running 24 hours a day. That was not a pilot. That was global infrastructure, built under extraordinary pressure, and it is now the template. Which brings us finally to quantum. And here I owe you the same honesty I promised in episode 11. Scheduling a manufacturing network is a combinatorial optimization problem. Which product runs on which line, in which order, at which site, under which constraints. The number of possible arrangements explodes far faster than the number of decisions. These problems are a natural target for quantum and quantum-inspired methods. The most concrete results today come from outside pharma. D-Wave reports that Pattison Food Group cut the manual effort of building weekly driver schedules by roughly 80% using its annealing technology, and that Ford Otosan reduced the time to create manufacturing production schedules by 83%. Those are real production deployments, but note, they are grocery logistics and automotive assembly, not GMP pharmaceutical operations. There is also an important category people conflate. Much of what is marketed as quantum optimization today is quantum-inspired. Fujitsu's digital annealer, Toshiba's simulated bifurcation machine. These are classical machines running algorithms borrowed from quantum physics. They are commercially available, they are genuinely useful, and they contain no qubits at all. For genuine quantum hardware, look at Moderna and IBM. Announced in April 2023, their collaboration has applied hybrid quantum classical algorithms to mRNA secondary structure prediction, scaling from roughly 80 qubits to over 150 on IBM's Heron processors. What I find admirable is what they do not claim. They explicitly frame the goal as augmenting classical computing at specific bottlenecks, not replacing it, not declaring quantum advantage. That is what mature science sounds like. And every layer of this, the AI on the line, the model that releases a batch, the algorithm that schedules a network, falls inside the regulatory perimeter. The FDA's January 2025 draft guidance on AI covers the manufacturing phase explicitly. The EMA's reflection paper demands traceability under GXP. The factory of the future will not be unsupervised. It will be the most heavily documented factory ever built. We have now traveled the full arc from the protein to the patient and from the algorithm to the assembly line, which raises the question every executive in this industry is now asking. What does a 100-year-old pharmaceutical company actually do when the future arrives from a technology company? Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Quantum Leap. I'm Dr. Nirdosh Jagota. Next time, the great integration. How Big Pharma is adopting, acquiring, and competing with deep tech. Until then, keep looking to the future.